She's the Creative Director of ZACARIAS 1925 and half of the Nazareno Lichauco duo, known for their playful approach to interior and furniture design. Over the years, her work has become deeply impacted by her rich Filipino heritage. Tonight, we sit down with none other than Rita Nazareno and get to know more about her only here on Power Talks.
My grandmother founded a company called S. Vizcara. She's Segundina Cornejo Vizcara.
So you were exposed to the workshop, the craft, at a very early age. But was it something that you had imagined you would be doing later on in life yourself?
I think in the back of my mind, I knew I'd always come back. You know, my creativity was in full bloom, even in television, but it is here, but in like a different muscle group almost. So many years, decades ago, women in art weren't taken as seriously because we were women, because of the gender.
And of course, you have controversial pieces as well. Would you say that they're controversial?
I mean, some people would think,
Well, obviously, what you're doing does make sense and people do appreciate it because you're known not just here, but even in the international market. Until now.
Thank you. Can I record that and tell that to my mother? No, I'm kidding. I love you, Mom.
Just let her watch the episode. All right. So, Rita, thank you so much for welcoming us into your workshop. It's a beautiful space. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Are these like all the bags that you've done, collections you've done over the years?
Some of them, most of them are my mother's. We're at S. Vizcara, which is the workshop that my grandmother started. My grandmother founded a company called S. Vizcara. She's Segundina Cornejo Vizcara. So my Lola Gundig. And my mom's an only child. And she made it what it is now. Everything since then has been made by hand. So I put up a small little brand. It's an offshoot. That everything is made here also. Called ZACARIAS, the 1925, which I named after my grandfather, Lolo Karing.
Oh, and 1925 because?
Because that's when my Lola started the company.
Okay.
So it's our 100th year. So we'll have a book out at some point, and so my mom's spearheading that. So
happy anniversary.
Cool. I know, I'm so proud.
So this particular site, the workshop now, how long has this site been?
I want to say the 70s.
Oh, that's still a long time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This used to be one of our stores. So S. Vizcara had about 13 stores in the Philippines, in Hawaii, and in Guam. So this was one of them.
But you mentioned that, growing up, you already saw how things worked at your grandmother's workshop. Were you a fixture at her workshop?
Yes.
Were you always watching,
at the store,
observing?
And upstairs from the store, the sewers were there. So yes.
Fixture by choice. You wanted to be there, or because you were really interested, or you just?
I think at like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, I don't think us kids had a choice then. So we'd always go. After school, summers, weekends, we'd be there. So I remember. I was telling you, we had busloads of tourists. Mm-hmm. So we would be helping in the cashier, putting like the whatever people bought in like little bags and putting it. So yes, we were always, summers we'd go to Hawaii and, be at the stores as well.
So you were very familiar with the process very early on.
Yes. And then in 83, it moved to more manufacturing. Because in 83, there was some political upheaval here. So there were no more tourists. So we had to pivot, if I'm not mistaken. My parents had to pivot and then really look at then manufacturing more than retail. So we've always had the workshop, and now it just kind of expanded. So kudos to my mom for putting that.
So you were exposed to the workshop, the craft, at a very early age. But was it something that you had imagined you would be doing later on in life yourself?
Not really. I think in the back of my mind, I knew I'd always come back. But I was a kid, I loved television and films. We couldn't really watch TV, but I'm like, I knew when like Eye to Eye and See Through were on. Like,
Right before the news.
Yeah, because Because that was like kind of the behind the scenes, right? She talked to like not just the actors, but she also talked to the producers and the directors, right? If I'm not
Yes.
mistaken, right? So
And
I
it
was
was like a mixture of showbiz and news.
and showbiz and news,
Yeah.
correct. So I always kind of really was interested in like the behind the scenes of it all. So yeah, so I always wanted to be in television, and that was my career for a long time.
So when you went into college, you took a course that was related to television already.
So at Loyola Marymount, I graduated. My major was TV production.
So straight out of Loyola Marymount, did you go into television work? Or?
You know, I came here for about a year, and worked under. God, she was amazing. Tita Kechi Benedicto Paulino.
Ah, yes, okay.
So
I never got a chance to work with her, but of course I know
she's
who
a
she
dear
is.
friend of my mom, and I was her PA for a little bit, and so yeah, so I saw that side of it also. Learned so much from her, and also from her daughter Tintin. So and then after that, went back to the States and did I did my master's in film and video in San Francisco. And then I stayed there na.
So when you started working in the States, what were you doing music videos as well?
No. What was I doing in the States? So in the States, what I did was, you know, at that point, you work, you find whatever work you can find. When I moved from San Francisco to LA, I had like, I remember having like 2 jobs. I was an audiovisual technician. So literally in like hotels and in their meetings, I would put the projectors, the microphone. I would like, I would put down the cords, the microphone cords and the cables, and I would like tape that. As in talagang, it was crazy work, but it was fun work. And then I also, you know, I worked at a retail
Yeah.
outlet, and I remember I was just like, wow, I remember just having to like mop the floors, and I was just like, it humbles you, but work is work, it's honest work. So, you know, it was one of my proud moments.
I read that you are an Emmy award-winning TV producer. So what was your big break in television?
So, I was working those 2 jobs, and I was faxing my resumes to everybody.
Faxing pa.
Yeah, faxing. Wala pang email nun. So I was faxing to everybody. I had 2 companies who reached out. One of them was Fox 11, and it was which was a Fox station in Los Angeles, and it was for like a programming and publicity assistant.
Okay.
And look, I had
was the
my
position?
master's already, and my boss, obviously I got the job. He interviewed me and he said, look, there's no production work. It's an assistant job. You're only here part-time. I go, I'll take it. She goes, you seem overqualified for this. And I said, it's okay, I will take it. And I did. 3 months later, he promoted me, and then I stayed with the Fox for a while, and I loved it. I had like my little Filipino mafia, because all the business and accounting, they were all Pinay, so they totally took care of me. So if I needed petty cash, bilis. You know, so they really introduced me to everyone.
You all banded together.
And yeah, and then, you know, and I loved working there, and I moved, so that's where I got the Emmy, and I finally moved to the Creative Services department, and I started shooting there, and I started writing, directing. So that was fun. I always loved it. Was a union shop, so we had editors, we had but yeah, so we were able to shoot and film.
You have a favorite project you want to talk about?
Oh God, I had plenty, and then I moved to Texas, where I became, which was a top 10 market. I was the Creative Services Director there. So from like number 5 kami in the market. Before I left, I think we were like a strong second, third na.
What does a Creative Services Director do?
we promoted the station, so everything from news to whatever we were whatever we were airing. So we shot all the promos. You don't call it promos here. The 30-second
plugs,
the plugs,
yes.
So we did that, and we worked closely with the news department.
And how long did you do that?
Gosh, it was in television, so maybe about a decade in the States.
That's a long time.
And then I left. And then I decided to come back here. And what happened was I had broken up with a partner at the time. And when you're a bit younger, and now I know how to express myself, you're just like, you think heartbreak is like the end of it all, but it's not. I'm like, but so my mom said, why don't you just come back here and move here and do this? And I'm like, I made myself cool and I said yes. So emotional at that time. And I'm like, I said yes. So I left television. I miss it. And my bosses at the time was like, are you sure you're gonna leave? They were like, anytime you want to come back, you have a job here, so so which is great. But I never took them up on it because I'm here now. I went to London to get my second master's because I knew nothing about fashion. So I went to London College of Fashion. Then I came back here.
And so now that you've been here since 2010,
yeah.
No regrets having left television?
None. There are times when you think about it when you're like, I wonder what I would have been doing now if I stayed. But none. I'm at a place where I'm the happiest I've ever been.
I can actually see that and feel it.
Yeah.
There's that energy.
Yeah.
Just speaking with you.
Hey, thank you. Yeah.
So, it's important that you're happy doing what you're doing, and not everybody gets a chance to, shift careers and be happy.
It's very thankful.
It's like being blessed twice over.
Yes.
So, what is it about design that you're doing now, and designing and manufacturing? What is it about this career now that you truly enjoy?
Gosh, so many aspects of it. Number one, my creativity was in full bloom, even in television. But it is here, but in like a different muscle group almost. And then I get to work with our weavers and our workers who some have been with us for generations, some have been here for years, and just watching their skill, and it's just really quite amazing for me. And then I get to collaborate with my design partner, Gabby Lichauco. We put up Nazareno Lichauco, which we design objects and spaces, and that's amazing. It gives my life meaning.
So the transition wasn't that difficult? Because you were already in a creative industry.
Yes, it was difficult.
It was.
It was difficult.
Because you had to do like actual drawing and stuff.
No, because you're going from a very corporate environment to a family environment. And at a certain point, your family will always think of you as a kid, right?
Are you the youngest?
Are
you the youngest?
No, I'm the fourth out of 5.
Parang ganun na rin.
So parang...
Yeah, baby pa rin.
Yeah. So it's like... but which is great, because then you're like, so you have to work almost twice as hard because you want to make sure that, what you're designing, what you're doing makes sense and di sila mapapahiya, di ba? Yeah.
Well, obviously, what you're doing does make sense, and people do appreciate it because you're not just here, but even in the international market. Until now.
Thank you. Can I record that and tell that to my mother? No, I'm kidding. I love you, Mom.
Just let her watch the episode. No, but really, looking at your designs, they're all so interesting and all very unique. Are these all ideas that come to you like spur of the moment, or do you sit down?
Some, yes. Some, no. Because there's no set. Every day is different and everything is different for us, for me anyway. I look at things that interest me. I don't really follow trends. I'm very privileged to have the workshop to be able to experiment and work on them. So I look at things that interest me. That would be architecture, culture, contemporary art, cinema. So so for example, this is based, this Walang Basagan trip. If you look closely at it, it's like cross stitch. So I
Yeah,
looked
I
at
can see that.
subversive stitching for this. So many years, decades ago, women in art weren't taken as seriously because we were women, because of the gender. Women used mediums and materials such as they used sewing, they used fabric. So subversive stitching was a thing that they did, some women did. So I thought that was really pretty cool. So and plus the subversive. Walang ba sa ganun trip.
Yeah.
There's one actually that says the future is female, and it's based on a portable sewing machine case.
So they're not
Yeah.
just artistic pieces, they're also statement pieces.
I would like to think so. In my hand, they have stories to tell.
Yes.
So this is based on this is a tea room bag. It's based on I was looking at different tea rooms because I love Japan. So there's a couple of architects that have done tea rooms. One of them, Shigeru Uchida, did this really pretty cool kind of cube-like tea room that had this like kind of woven see-through quality to it. So I kind of referenced that. I showed you the TV.
And of course, you have controversial pieces as well. Would you say that they're controversial?
I mean, some people would think. I just think they're just pieces, but I'll show you. This is
Yes.
I call it the bee bag because it could be whatever you want it to be. Yeah.
It's
so
very interesting. I
Yes,
thought it
you
was,
can kinda hold
you know,
it
my
like this.
daughter has, I mean, when she was much younger, she had a bag shaped like, lips with lipstick.
Yeah.
So I thought that's
could
what
be.
it was initially, but is that what it's meant to be?
you know,
Or you
I
give it a
had
turn.
it. That's why I called it the bee bag. So it could be whatever you want it to be. He thought it was a shell earlier.
You spoke also about how you have a furniture line. I
Yes.
mean, you said objects.
We do objects. We have
So, and that one is in collaboration with Gabby Lichauco.
Yes.
Did you decide all of a sudden one day that you wanted to do furniture as well? Or
No, I think my parents had already been doing home accessories and stuff, and then and then I got to meet Gabby, and we just hit it off.
okay.
And he would come here, and he was like, "Guys, let's make some lamps." So we did that, and like one of our very first was a electric fan, but a small portable electric fan.
Before the
Yeah,
small
before,
portable
yeah.
fans that we know now even came to
yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. So it was really cool.
and
So
you guys exhibit abroad, right?
we do, yes.
Do you have a preference? I mean, between designing bags or doing furniture pieces?
No, actually, no preference. It's just what makes me happy anyway, and it differs in any given moment, right? And so yeah, and then I enjoy like conceptualizing spaces as well.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
And it's so cool to see how, you're not just focused on your work. I mean, you have so many other things going on.
Yeah.
So your love for sports is a big factor for you. I mean,
Yes.
it keeps things balanced for you.
Yes. So I play pickleball now, as many other women my age do. So so I enjoy that. So I've always watched sports, never really played. So I feel like I'm in my like athlete era now. I'm so not good now, but it's fun. And I play mahjong now. That makes for me, I mean,
It keeps you sharp.
God, keeps you sharp,
Yes.
and my friends are just the best. I just enjoy, that social aspect, that caring at this age. Your women friends are very important, especially at this age, I think. So I'm very happy that I have that. Yeah. I mean, I have my family, and then I have, that social aspect. I don't go out anymore. Because late na, di ba? You go out, it's maingay, whatever. So now you find your own tribe, you find your own things that make you happy.
And I know I told you this earlier that I love your energy, your
Thank you.
vibe. It's so pleasant, so happy. Do you have to like work on it? Is it a conscious
Yes.
effort to make sure that everything is pleasant, everything's happy?
Yes.
So
And
how do
look,
you do it?
Look, the world is, oh my God. I think it's been really awful, right around, from what's happening in Gaza, from what's happening in the United States. I lived in the United States for a long time. I'm a registered Democrat. And I'm, what's happening there now is kind of really sad as well. So, especially for LGBTQ, for people of color, we have to kind of speak up and fight, continue to fight. But despite that, joy is resistance, right? For me, in my little community, in my little life, I do want to find the joy in that.
So in your personal life...
so I do work on it also, and as you asked. So yes, whether it's meditation, whether it's, Saturday games with friends and, or mahjong table, chikahan. You find your own thing.
I like how you mentioned joy is resistance, so that helps even in personal challenges.
Yes.
What are some of the biggest personal challenges you've had to face since coming back?
I had breast cancer. So, so that's so I have no more breasts, I have no more boobs, but I'm alive. So, and to me at that point, it was tough. But again, you find things that music was a big part, making sure that, you had laughter around you, that friends. And sometimes, you go through the cancer treatment and then, okay na, tapos na, you're okay na. But it's not, it continues, it lingers on, right? You have to deal with other things that, you're not as, your blood is not as great as, your legs are, kind of edemic now or whatever. So those are things that because of the treatment, it lingers on until way after. So you have to deal with those. But then for me, I try to deal with it in the,
in a very positive way.
Like, I can't really lift heavy stuff like I used to. But when I travel, you find ways where, you're just like, oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, sorry, can you...
ask for
Can
help.
you help? Or, you find ways to, you just use your leg or whatever. And you just take a little more scenic route to get to your wherever. But yeah, so you find ways.
Usually, when we talk to designers or business owners, their dream is usually, to make it a global brand, to make it known abroad. But you've already achieved that. So at this point, what kind of impact do you still want to have, or what vision do you still have for ZACARIAS?
For ZACARIAS, and I think for my life also, I realized quite recently that I'm happy with having enough. I don't need more. I mean, it would be nice to have more money. It would be nice to have more like this, but I'm happy with enough. I'm happy where I am right now, where I don't have to be working and burning myself out. Right? Because sometimes the burnout is real, huh? And you're like, you get depressed, you get, and I'm like, okay na to. I want to balance myself, to have time to enjoy my life as well, and enjoy the people I'm around, and to enjoy the stuff that I'm doing. Because if you just keep on doing it, it's just, at the end of the day, it's greed. It's, I don't know. It's just too much. So parang I'm okay with enough. And also finding meaning to what you're doing. I think that's important. I think when I was younger, there was this pursuit for happiness. And then as I got older, it was like a pursuit for purpose, a pursuit of purpose in your life. Now I'm in the pursuit for meaning in my life. I think that's slightly different. So yeah, I think I'm at that point now.
I love how you align your vision for ZACARIAS with your vision for your life. That means your work and your passions in life are really closely connected.
Yes.
And your work doesn't stress you out the way, other careers would.
Or the way it used to.
The way it used to.
Because it used to stress me out. Yeah.
And so the mindset of, finding that point at which you're happy and recognizing it is very important. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
How about your vision for Philippine design? What do you want to see in the entire design industry?
Yeah.
Where do you see it moving?
I love that there's this design community that really take care of each other, and they're different generations of that. I'm kind of in this generation with, you know, with sila Tisha de Borja, with obviously Gabby, and, you know, so, and really kind of take care of each other. And we're all we're friends. And so I love that. And then there's the younger ones that, you know, that I'm very proud of my design partner, Gabby Lichauco. He, you know, he put up a collective 10 years ago called the New Folk Collective, with the kind of fostering, giving a platform for designers. And then 10 years later, now he did it for, you know, a younger set of designers, and you'll see, you see him mentoring and other people mentoring other designers. And that's how you make a sense as a country, right? And as a community. And so I love that. And I love seeing also just themselves just finding their own platforms and to show and to you know, so I love that. I'm seeing that. I'm also part of an initiative that I help with called the Benilde Open for Design and Art. And we're in our second year now, our second iteration, I must say. Benilde Open gives out up to 300,000 pesos per grant. So 10 grants of up to 300,000 pesos for anyone. Any creative designer, architect, artist, interior, musician, filmmaker. So if you guys want to, you know, I think that's great. So to be able to realize unrealized projects, so it's a production grant, so that's great. So yeah.
And that will go a long way.
Yeah, yes. So, I mean, check it out. It's benildeopen.com.
Yeah. Well, you said that it's great that there's a community. And, you know, they say strength in numbers, so strength in community. That means if everybody works together, there's a brighter future ahead for everyone.
Yes. Mentorship, I think, is key also.
And the great artists do like to share.
Yeah. You have to share kasi before yung parang
Yeah.
You can't, di ba? I hope that it's different now. I see that it's different now.
And I think it's important that you know, you do this for younger generations, because then the younger generations will do it for the next generation.
Yes, you pay it forward,
you foster
right?
that culture already.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Rita, for sharing all this with us. We do look forward to what ZACARIAS has in store for us, what the Philippine design industry has in store for everyone in the future. But of course, we don't just end here. We like to pick the minds of all our guests. We have a segment called Confessions of an Icon.
Oh, God.
We ask questions that, you know,
Saan
sometimes
yung icon?
we don't
Kasi
normally ask.
but thank you.
Ikaw na yun. So if your grandmother were to walk into your workshop today, what do you imagine she would say about your designs? Maybe like this. And what would you hope to tell her about your creative vision?
I think she would laugh. My Lola had the heartiest laugh. And I think she would find it, I was very close to my Lola, she would find it amusing, some more than others. She would make me kurot for some, but she would still enjoy it and give me the space to show it.
If you could design something that isn't a bag or isn't furniture, what would it be?
I would make a film.
Fair enough. Have you ever made a full-length film?
I have produced a full length with Eric Hizon and Giselle Tongi, so a while back, called Langit sa Piling Mo. I had written a short film for Eric Hizon. I have written a screenplay, and I'd love to shoot it at some point. If it's gonna happen, I don't know if it's ever gonna happen, but yeah.
Okay, this is our last
Yeah.
question. If you had to give the younger Rita one piece of advice, what would that be?
I have one advice I'll just tell you later without the cameras. And then one advice
I think that's gonna be the more interesting piece of advice.
No, I'd enjoy it more. Like, be present and enjoy it more. And just be kind. There are times where I'd be like, oh, I should have been nicer. Parang, yeah. Just be kind. Be kind and compassionate to everyone, not just for people who look like you or think like you, to everyone, right? So, don't be racist, don't be classist, don't be, if you can, yes, please.
Be kind to one
be
and
kind
all.
to everybody. Diba? And even if you don't understand them, to the LGBTQ community, diba? You don't understand it, but just try to understand. Just learn more.
Great piece of advice, not just for the younger Rita, but for everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Rita,
Thank you too.
for sharing your story, your journey with us today.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and download Power Talks with Pia Arcangel on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, GMA Integrated News streaming platforms, or wherever you listen.